College is a scam. I repeat, college is a scam. 18 things I wish I would have known when I was 18. Number 1, stop worrying about fitting in. I know, of all people I would know. Everybody wants to fit in, every kid wants to fit in, but I kid you not, everything that you're insecure about that makes you unique is so important growing up, because that's your differentiating factor. That's gonna be, your quirks, your gifts, your whatever it is that makes you stand out from the crowd. You hate it now, but trust me, it makes all the difference when you're an adult. Don't try to change yourself to impress other people. Trust me, you're gonna be miserable and it's not a good time. Be you, okay? Be as weird as you wanna be, as you can be. 2, people are gonna hate me for saying this, but relationships are transactional. Your friends throughout life are gonna change. You're probably gonna switch up friends more than you think. You'll be very lucky to have friends, for an incredible amount of time. Friends are good, but great friends are better. That is a big telltale sign that your friendship is not gonna last. Simply because there's not something that they have that you want, which goes back to friendships are transactional. Not transact as in, a way that the brutal way that we think of transactions, but it's just a trade-off, right? You have a friend, let's say you admire kindness, and you would like yourself to be more kind. So you would gravitate towards friends that are kind, and you learn something from them. You can take something from them. Obviously, you take, but also you have to be giving. So that's why they're transactional. See, give, take, give, take. That's how the world goes round. For me, a major green flag is kindness. Kindness is for me a major green flag. My friends are generally very kind, very generous. Those 2 qualities I absolutely am a sucker for. I love everything else. Obviously, I admire so many traits in all of my friends, but those 2, if I were to narrow down the specific trait about a friend or friends that I love, it is that kindness and generosity. It's the ability to just give without the thought of that person reciprocating or doing anything back for you. I don't know, it's love. It's just, god damn, I love those people. Number 3, pick a North Star. So you have a direction where you're headed. The reason you need this is easier to sail a moving ship than one that's docked. Okay? So you need to head in some sort of direction so you don't feel stuck. Head somewhere, and I'm telling you, whether or not you get to the destination that you wanted to get to, you will get somewhere that you actually want to be. So your life is not a straight line. My whole life, I thought life was going to be a straight line. The whole bullshit story that, society drafts. Go to school, get good grades, graduate high school, go to college, meet your significant other, graduate college, get a job and get married, buy a house, have kids, work 9 to 5, die. That's the story. That's the story that everybody gives, right? Now, I'm not saying it's a horrible, horrible thing, but it's just this blueprint. Who knows the hell wrote this? Doesn't have to be your life. Your life is not a straight line. And that is assuming that you're gonna have one career and do one thing for the rest of your life. That's not freaking true. You're gonna do a million things. You're gonna acquire so many skills, whether it be soft skills, hard skills, all over the place. You just need to pick a North Star and head there. Why you wanna pick a North Star is because it's better to get moving than to be stuck. And being in limbo, trust me, I've been there. It sucks. It's depressive, it's dark. The power of moving, the power of physically moving and mentally moving is something so important and not talked about. It's gonna keep you sane. It's gonna keep you wanting to be human. It's gonna keep you wanting to be alive. Pick a North Star. Number 4, explore often and travel often. What does that mean? I will always regret spending thousands of dollars on makeup, clothes, just stuff, right? But I would never regret spending that same amount of money or more on traveling. No regrets. explored so much, learned so much. I still think I underestimate my knowledge and experiences and things that I've acquired and skills and lessons that I've acquired over traveling for the past decade. Don't know why I always underestimate it, but it's really activated so many unspoken soft skills and life skills that I can't even verbalize completely. Just meeting people, talking to strangers, stuff like that. Get out of your comfort zone. That's the moral of the story. Get out of your comfort zone. Get to know people. Put yourself out there. Learn new cultures. Keep an open mind. Traveling is going to widen your expectations of life and also give you glimpses of so many things. I can't even encompass everything in words. Gratitude, curiosity, food, language, culture, people, emotions is just so cool. Number 5, everything is a business. When I say everything, I really mean everything. I mean everything. From the lunch you eat at school, to the paint on the walls, to the infrastructure of the school, to the teachers, to the paper clips, to the lights, to the water running down the drain, everything is a business. And when you think of it that way, it really opens your brain, I guess more to the business world, but it really opens up your brain that everything plays a part in this ecosystem we call society, life. Everything is a business and all businesses need to be profitable, right? That's why you're in business. I'm pretty sure the paperclip company isn't a nonprofit, right? They're trying to make money just as much as the rest of us. Which leads me to my hot number 6. College is a scam. I repeat, college is a scam. I said it. Let me explain before y'all get real rifled up. Unless you need a degree, you really need that degree. And there's absolutely no other way, then okay. I'm not saying college is horrible, but I do think that college is a scam. I really do think that college is a scam. Because if we go back to our number 5, if everything is a business, then colleges are also a businesses. And businesses need to be profitable, right? More students equals more profit. No students, no moolah. I just want everyone to know this is something that I really deeply wish I would have known. That college is not the default. That blueprint, that bullshit blueprint that, I mentioned earlier about life, that's not the default. You make your life what you want to do with it. Imagine a blank piece of paper and draw whatever the hell you want to draw on it. Granted, we're not going to get deep into free will versus determination, but still, you have a blank sheet of paper and you get to write what you want to write on it. Don't let anybody else tell you what's good for you. And that probably would have saved me so much time, because college is not just an investment of money. We're not even talking about the money part, okay? And predatory lending and all that stuff. We're not even talking about any of that. We're just going to simply talk about it's an investment of time and money. And time is something that no matter how rich you are, how well off you are, you will never be able to buy that time back. Okay, so it's an investment of time and money. But imagine if a bank loaned a kid 200 grand to buy a house right out of high school, 17 and a half years old. What do you think? What the hell, right? That's what you're thinking. What the hell? It's a very similar concept. I don't know why people don't think of it that way. And it's really not a default. It's an investment. It's a huge investment. College would have been a great idea 30 years ago. But in today's world, we're so blessed. Knowledge is so accessible to us. And anything you don't know, it's literally at your fingertips. Anything you want to know. It is everything that you need to know, not everything, but so many things. You could learn so many things. And I'm talking about engineering. I'm talking about all these degrees that people think they need. I don't think you need an engineering degree. Bite me. I don't. Okay, just to top it off so I don't go all crazy about it. Skill acquisition is way more important than the crap you learn in school. Practical, real world application. We don't get taught taxes. We don't get taught finance. We don't get taught what a majority of people do in the real world do, which is a sales cycle, right? No clue. No fucking clue what that is, right? But that's the sales cycles, literally. Number 7, deal with your trauma. Deal with your trauma. I know all y'all got trauma. Childhood, most people have trauma from childhood that go unrecognized. When you become an adult, you start being more aware of it. Ish, sometimes not. But then what happens when you don't deal with your shit, right? When you don't deal with your shit, it starts leaking out. And when it leaks out, it's kind of sad, but people that are closest to you have to suffer that burden that you didn't heal from, right? That you didn't resolve. And honestly, it's gonna make you a much happier person once you start actually facing the shit that you don't want to face and talking about things you don't want to talk about. Learn to have difficult conversations. Start spring cleaning and emptying out your closets, bring out all the skeletons. You have to know something. The deeper the crap you hid, the deeper it is, the deeper you have to go to dig it out. You can start with journaling, join a Reddit group, read about it, educate yourself, figure it out. I think you can figure it out. Seek therapy, confide in great friends. It's good to have good friends. Healed people become happy souls, right? So healed people become happy souls. Happy souls, in turn, affect other people, and everybody's happy now. Happy people make happy people. Number 8, your brain is lying to you. Your brain is a lazy operator, does not want to do anything, doesn't want to think hard, does not want to have difficult conversations, has really loony bin thoughts. Understand that everything that you think, thoughts becomes feelings. Learn how your brain operates, right? Your thoughts become feelings, and those two, they're actually not you. There may be a small part of you, they're not you. It's not you. You can control all this. You don't have to react to it. You are the one steering the ship. Make sure they know that you're in charge. Have you ever had an insane freaking thought, right? Now there's a term for it. They call it intrusive thoughts. I've had this. So let me give you an example. I'm driving down 101 on this 101 South, right? I'm in California. When I drive down 101 South on the freeway, you know, it goes up and it connects. It's a connector really high up. And my brain, every goddamn time I get on that freaking little bridge, the little hoe that lives in my brain goes, get off, turn. It's telling me to run off the fucking bridge and go, wee! Kill myself, basically. I kid you not, every time I'm on that bridge and I'm getting up there, and you just drive with one hand, and when I'm on that bridge, instant, boom, 2 hands. I'm like, not today, Satan, So many times we've had those thoughts, right? Those just insane thoughts. They're not our own. They're like, I mean, they're technically ours, but they're not us, because imagine how many neurons you have firing off just random like madness shit. And you just have to remember that you are in control. You can have those thoughts. Like I can't not. Like you know, like the more you don't think about something, the more you do think about something. So I just let them fly. I'm like, go ahead. I'm not listening to you. You crazy bitch. You crazy. So mind my business. I'm just gonna make sure that bitch doesn't stupid. You know, take control. That's all I'm saying. Is I'm saying that your brain is not you. Your thoughts are not always you. Have conversations with yourself. If it helps, start naming them. Name the crazy people that live in your head, whatever it is. But anyways, you could just label them so that they just think of them as a separate entity. If that helps, have these conversations with yourself. Like, hey, I can't be thinking this. Like, that's stupid, you know? Have conversations with yourself. Hijack your thoughts. Pattern interrupt. Audit your thoughts. There's so many things. Just know that your thoughts and your feelings are not always you. Your thoughts become your feelings, so you can control your thoughts. You can control what's up here. You can control how you react and what's down here and what comes afterwards too. Number 9. The power of letting go. Oh, I know, it's tough. I love being petty. Same sis, same. But just remember that forgiveness is really for you. It's not for them. So when you're harboring all this, you're just hurting yourself. You really are. You're just hurting yourself because it's like this weight that you don't have to carry, you know? Just let it go. Don't think about them. Don't waste another second, another piece of energy, another particle, another whatever, atom of energy on them. Not another goddamn electron on them, proton, whatever. Don't waste anything on them. Let it go. This is one of my favorite tools, is to either write it down and then never send it. Emails that don't go anywhere. Have a conversation by yourself about it. The third thing that's pretty helpful to me is make excuses. Make excuses for them. And this sometimes doesn't have to be true. And oftentimes it does help to, when you put yourself in their shoes, like completely in their shoes. Obviously it's very hard. We have so much cognitive bias, but when you put yourself in their shoes and see why they did that, right? It really helps. Like, hey, maybe, let's just make an excuse for them. Their mom's dying. Oof. Their mom's dying. Like, that's rough, you know? That's rough. Their mom dying is pretty rough. And when you think about it that way, oh shit, like all the crap that they said or whatever they did, it's not that it doesn't make it okay, but it's just now you're like, hey, I'm not gonna take it so hard, you know, like they're going through a rough patch. It's okay, like it's fine. Anything that, technically this is a little self-soothing mechanism, but use it to your advantage, you know? Some of these things that I've been listing are things that actually all link to happiness, by the way. Number 10, make excuses for others, but not for yourself. Trick of the trade. Be accountable, build integrity and discipline with yourself. It's the muscle, so the more you use it, the more you will believe in yourself and trust yourself and know that if you say something, you'll follow through with it. This alone will catapult you in life, being accountable and being integral. Number 11, embrace failure. If I could tell my younger self something, and this is an advice I give to my little baby Aussies, this is an advice that I give to my baby nieces and nephews, is to embrace failure. I don't know if it's the most important one, but it's a really big one, is to embrace failure. Know that you're gonna suck, and it's okay to suck. Love sucking, you know what I mean? Like, get used to sucking, because anytime that you're sucking, this goes back to getting out of your comfort zone, right? When you're sucking at something, that's because you just started. After a period of time, you're gonna get better. Eventually, you won't suck and you'll probably even thrive. And remember, it's a numbers game. You don't need to win multiple championships. You just need one. Number 12, learn to be untouchable. What does that mean? It's having a confident core. You know your worth, you know yourself, so that when people say things about you or to you, you're unfazed. Okay, don't be so hard on yourself, because people practice this their entire life and still are not able to get there. Just do the best you can. But just know that once you have that untouchableness aura, it is so hard to be unhappy. It's really hard. Number 13, everything is your fault. Everything is your fault. Your fault. While it's not technically true, but pointing at others, at circumstances, is always going to make you feel powerless. We want to be powerful. Take control. Grab them by the balls. Be powerful. Take control. How you react is completely up to you, right? Let's say something bad happened to you. You were abused, you were molested, you were A, B, and C. Parents forgot you in the basement and just left you. Abandonment issues, whatever it is that happened to you, you can't do anything about it. This is part of the healed trauma too. If you realize that you can't control the situation, but you can control the outcome, how you react, you can control how you react to that situation, to that circumstance. You have so much power, right? You have so much power. And let's say all these bad things happen to you, and you still find a way to be a loving, kind, and et cetera person, right? And an exquisite person. And it doesn't make you bitter, right? It goes to the happy people, create more happy people. The powerless love to blame, but that's not you. Knowing that you have so much power in your life, and you can dictate your own thoughts, and you can dictate your own feelings, and you can dictate the trajectory of your own life, gives you this immense, it makes you feel powerful. The fact that you can decide how you want to feel and how you want to think and how you want to react, that is power, right? People can only dream about this. You can do it. It's just, you have to reframe things in your brain. Number 14, your parents or anybody that you look up to, they're all human. And humans have flaws. So when you see them, forgive them. Remember to forgive them. Give them grace. Number 15, Blood does not make you family. I learned this the hard way, so I'm telling you now. I had a counselor that told me that blood doesn't make you family. I don't know why I was so holding on so tightly to this concept that blood makes you family or familial relationships, but when you think about it, it just gives you the opportunity to nurture these relationships and to build on them. And if they don't work, they don't work. That doesn't just mean that you drop everything for this quote unquote blood family member of yours, or relative or whatever the case might be. For some reason, Asian families have this super tight belief and they're like, oh my God, you guys are family. You guys should get to know each other. You guys are family. You guys are family. Are we though? Like I've never talked to them before. I never knew about them. Kind of sad, but like if they died, would my life be affected in any way? If I died, roles reverse, so we're not, just looking at one side. If I die, that relative, that blood relative, probably would not affect their life in any way. My counselor never knew that her family were racist. They live in California, and we're the most liberal state ever. And she would think that they were very loving people. And she never knew that about them until she started dating a Black guy. And soon enough, of course, she got pregnant with him and they completely disowned her. Honestly, super, super sad, tragic story. Some of her family members did come around and some of her family completely disowned her till this day. And she has not been more grateful that she has really close friends or people in her family that eventually accepted that and accepted her. She's wonderful freaking daughters. They're very well educated, super smart. Number 16, talk less and listen more. Why is this so important? Because I am a gabber. I can talk for days. I never shut up. And what I realized that is when you leave the room, you stop talking, you leave the room, you'll realize you didn't really gain anything out of this. You didn't learn anything. In order to learn, you have to listen. You can't learn by talking. And also, if you're in the middle of a conversation, ask more questions so you can get more answers. Ask better questions to get better answers. Everything and everybody has something that you can learn from. So take the time to shut up, listen, and see if you can extract any value from what they say. Because that is like a powerhouse. That's where knowledge comes from. You're just taking little bits and pieces out of it from everybody and everything. And you're going to build this whole massive shed storage of information and knowledge. Number 17, put yourself out there. Stop being afraid of being so uncomfortable. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Put yourself out there. Look like a fool. Be cringy. Everyone wants to be normal these days. Be cringy. Be cringy. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Put yourself out there. Make new friends. Be the connector. So I have a few friends that are very close to me and they are connectors. What are connectors? Connectors are people that that bring people from different groups or walks of life together. And you can be that connector. You can be that. You don't just sit there and wait for people to invite you. Invite them, invite X, Y, Z, bring them together. Just bringing people together and putting yourself out there, being vulnerable, that is going to take you leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else that wants to be comfortable and boring and yada yada. Put yourself out there, join more groups, network, build relationships. You never know when a relationship is going to be so detrimental to your growth or your business opportunity or whatever it is. That goes back to the whole relationships are transactional, but again, be genuine, be genuine. Enjoy that person and be like, ooh, I like them. I really want to be around them and their circles. Do it. Make an effort. The more moments and connections you create, you'll just have more time to reminisce as well. I can remember at least a few really serendipitous moments in my life that I don't need to be best friends with that person. It's the power of one conversation. I would never forget. There's this immediate example. There was a pastor that I met and his family and friend. They were both, I think, Marines, retired Marines, and led such an interesting, wonderful life. And we got so deep into conversation that we all talked until we got kicked out at 4 or 5 a.m. at the bar on a cruise ship going to the Caribbean, I think. Yeah, so random. But the more you put yourself out there, the more likely that these serendipitous moments are gonna happen to you, and you're gonna have such freaking cool memories, and you're gonna find more great friends. You know, you're going to find great friends by just expanding your territory. Your tribe is out there. Your people are out there. The people that you need in your life and that need you are out there. So you have to get uncomfortable and put yourself out there. This is the fun part of being human. Like, this is the best part about being human, is these social connections. I don't give a shit if you're an introvert, you know? For every introvert out there, there is an extrovert out there to adopt you. Trust me. Just look for them. Number 18. This is a good one. Figure out what you want to learn. That's not super hard because your hobbies and interests will change over time, or you'll get, the more things you try, the more things you'll realize this is what you like and what you don't like. Learning will be your whole life. Learning is your whole entire life. Always be open-minded. Always remain a learner and a student. This is now the reverse of that, is what's really hard, is figuring out what to unlearn. Unlearning negative traits, unlearning negative habits, unlearning shit you got from your parents or your family or your upbringing, you know, being emotionally unavailable, things that how your parents' marriage works and how they, bless their heart, they did their best, how they parented, you know, everything that ever happened to you that made you kind of negative or bitter or whatever it is, do your best to unlearn those things. Because I kid you not, unlearning those things, healing yourself, getting rid of all the things that are not working for you and will not work for you is the recipe. It's the unlatching of that. It's gonna set you so free. It's gonna make you so goddamn happy. You're gonna just do freaking loops. Trust me. Figure out what you wanna learn, figure out what you wanna unlearn, and work towards that. You right now, you are the current version of you right now is a product. You are a product of your environment, genetics, environmental priming, your parents, so many things, A, B, and C. Everything is a factor of how you are who you are today, and how you operate and how you think. Everything you are, you're a byproduct of your genes and plus your environment, so like nature versus nurture. Be aware that how you view the world is very distorted, right? Everything that has led up to this point is gonna play a factor in that. And so when you deal with something, see something, react to something, know that everything, like, you know, your beliefs and your opinions, everything that is formed up until this moment is not completely unbiased. It's not factual, no matter how logical you think you are, etc., etc. You have a very distorted view of the world because you've gotten this far with this much past, right? And so just be very mindful of that, being so super self-aware and removing yourself. Sometimes when things are dramatic, right, they're down here. And if you remove yourself and get macro and realize, okay, the shit I was mad about is not that big of a deal. If you take yourself out of that, that's a skill set. How you feel the world is distorted, and just be aware of the lenses that you are seeing the world through. Just know that there's a bunch of errors going around. Your family's beliefs are not yours. That is a big one. Your family's beliefs are not yours. What are your beliefs? Who do you want to be? How do you want to operate? Don't be just a sheep. How your family lives and how they think is probably usually your default. That's usually your default until you develop your own stuff. Find your own foundation, dig deep. Dig fucking deep. These are 18 things that I wish I would have known when I was in high school or when I was young. Learning these lessons, maybe I wasn't ready at the time. I don't know. I don't know how much I would have taken in, you know, because you have to be ready to process that information. I would have been such a different human being. I think I would have been so much happier too. This would have gave me so much North Star, you know? Yeah. So I hope you guys find it useful. Please share this shit. Please fucking share this shit with another kid. Kids need to fucking hear this shit.